Hey guys, it's Shane of PreparedGuy.com here for PrepperCon TV. Don't really know why I'm doing this. I doubt anybody's ever going to see this. I hope somebody will. Power's been out for about 3.5 weeks. I'm not real confident that it's ever going to come back on again. Water taps dried up about 2 days later. Water storage is running very low. So I'm headed down to a safe spot at the local river, about 3 miles away from the house, to collect some more water. This is where, right here. So what I've got for collecting water is called the One Response Waterbag. It's a full water treatment system. It actually has an additive. It's chlorine and a flocculant to collect the particles in the water and settle into the bottom of the bag. And then the chlorine is supposed to purify the water. It also has an inline filter to also filter out additional bacteria and so forth that may not get killed with the chlorine. And I think you could probably purify a freshwater source like this river, nice clear water, with simply the filter alone and not necessarily the flocculant and the chlorine additive. So I've got the water bag full now. Time to head back home. And the cool thing about this system is that as you throw it on your back, it's a backpack. The chemicals are mixing in the bag, and the sediments will start to settle out into the bottom of the bag. I think it'd be a good idea to have one of these for each member of the family. Essentially, it's like having your own water treatment system, like getting your own tap water. It uses the same or similar chemicals as your residential water treatment plant. It uses what's called a flocculant to settle out the heavier sediments into the bottom of the bag, and it has calcium hypochlorite, which is essentially a bleach, to purify the water, to kill the organisms in the water. It also has an additional filter attached to the bag itself. So after the sediments have settled out to the bottom of the bag, it'll pass through that filter and further purify the water. So the flocculant settles out the heavy sediments that would typically get caught in your filter, giving the filter a much longer life. This filter you can also backflow, backwash, so it has a very, very long life. And in clear waters like this river that I just took water from, you probably don't even need to treat it with the flocculant and the calcium hypochlorite. The filter itself will probably do the job. And when I say probably, I guarantee it will do the job in this type of water. This bag is used all over the world in dirty waters, and that's really what the flocculant is for. That's what the calcium hypochlorite is for, the bleach, to purify those much more contaminated waters than these high mountain, free-flowing freshwater rivers. So it's a very versatile system. If you do run out of the little packet that you add to the bag, you can still use it. It'll still work. You can still backflow, you can still clean that filter, and it's going to work for a long, long time. So I think for me, as a plan B, this day one response is an excellent option. It's large volume, which is what I need, what we all need for our families. You got to have at least a gallon of water a day, more like 2. Now, obviously, the power isn't out, but I mean, to illustrate what could happen and what will most likely happen, or is the most likely scenario: power outage. You're going to lose your water supply. You need to identify your nearby water sources and make a plan on how to get that water back to your home. Water's heavy. It's about 8 pounds per gallon. Considering we have 7 in our family, at minimum 1 gallon per day, that's a lot of weight. That's a lot of walking. It's a lot of moving around. So you got to make plans. So plans. Where are you going to get your water from? Probably one of the most important decisions you're going to have to make. You got to have your shelter. You got to have water. You got to have food. Water is probably going to be the most difficult to attain, purify, filter, but one of the most essential. So you have to make plans. Let me tell you about my plans. Number 1, water storage in the house. That's plan A. Plan B, got to find a water source. The closest water sources to our home are one this river. Plan C, we've got a spring about a mile, well, about an hour's hike from the house. And then plan D would be rainwater. We don't get a lot of rain. My neck of the woods, living out here in the west, it's pretty dry. I mean, it's really dry. You got to have everything set in place right now to be ready. When the situation arises, when you need to purify water, to filter water, and you don't have what you need, you're probably not going to be able to get it, because everybody else out there is going to have the same problem, and only some people are going to get it because there won't be enough. So if there's any advice I have for you, make your plans now about how you're going to get your water, what are you going to carry it in, how are you going to get to your water source and back, how you're going to filter it, how you're going to purify it. And you're going to need it every day of every week, of every month, of every year. The last thing you want in a survival situation, anytime you don't have water, you're in a survival situation. And the last thing you want is to get sick. And if you don't have clean water, if you don't have a way to purify, filter water, you will most likely get sick. And I think you could also use this this water bag, not just in the scenario that I'm proposing here, but in camping. You want to haul a whole lot of water in your vehicle, you're not able to because of space or weight or the duration of your trip. Water bag's a great way to go. Have your local source. You're going to get tap clean water right out of it wherever you go. What an absolute beautiful day to be outside. Check out the Day One Response system. I highly recommend it, and I will be adding more of them. I think I'll give that to my kids for Christmas. They won't like it, but not right now anyway. They won't like it now, but they'll love me later for it. And they know that the reason I've given it to them, that I would be giving it to them, is because I love them, I want to take care of them. They know that. They're expecting an Xbox or a Wii U or something like that, but I'll surprise them with some Day One Response water bags. They'll love that. They won't, but they'll appreciate it. And they'll give me a big hug and tell me they love me. And then ask me for that new video game.